The people we know as Vikings originally came from Denmark, Norway and Sweden. Today these three countries together are called Scandinavia. The people from these countries used to speak a language called Old Norse. We don't know what they called themselves, but the people they invaded referred to them as Norse, Norsemen or Northmen. The Vikings were seafaring people from the late 8th to the early 11th century who established a name for themselves as traders, explorers and warriors. They discovered the Americas long before Columbus, and could be found as far east as the distant reaches of Russia. The Viking Age references the earliest recorded raid in the 790s, until the Norman conquest of England in 1066. During this time the reach of the Scandinavian people extended to all corners of northern Europe, and many other nations found Vikings raiding their coasts. Some Viking ships brought families to Britain looking for land to farm. Good farmland was scarce in the Vikings' own countries. The parts of Britain where most Vikings settled were northern Scotland and eastern England. For 500 years from around 900 AD, Vikings ruled the north of Scotland to the Orkney and Shetland Isles. A perfectly preserved wooden Viking sword was recently unearthed in Cork City. This was among several significant finds that challenges the belief that Nordic invaders were most strongly influential in the cities of Dublin and Waterford. The sword, about a foot long, was discovered by archaeologists at the historic site of the former Beamish and Crawford Brewery in the rebel city. Believed to have been used by female weavers, the 1,000-year-old sword is made of wood and has astounded those who found it with its pristine condition. Crafted entirely from yew, the hilt of the Viking sword is carved with faces associated with the ring-erect style of Viking art, a style that dates to the 11th century. The sword was unearthed during recent excavations at the South Main Street, and consultant archaeologist Dr. Maurice Hurley said it was one of several Viking artifacts of exceptional significance. Other finds include intact ground plans of 19 Viking houses, remnants of fireplaces and bedding materials. These finds have convinced archaeologists that the influence the Vikings had in Cork City have been underappreciated, and that it may be comparable to that in Dublin and Waterford. For a long time there was a belief that the strongest Viking influence was in Dublin and Waterford, but the full spectrum of evidence shows that Cork was in the same cultural sphere, and that its development was very similar. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.